Yo, what up, guys? This is your boy Legendary here, and today, people, I'm going to be reviewing the new Sacred Beast card that came out about 2 weeks ago. So, I actually recorded this last week, and it was supposed to go up, this last week, but then there were some issues. I was recording my screen with a QuickTime Player, but for some reason, it only recorded 5 minutes of the video, even though I recorded for 20 minutes in one video and over 20 minutes in the other video. So, unfortunately, the video didn't get saved. The audio file was saved, but then I would have to re-record just the video with the audio, and it was awkward. So I'm like, whatever. I just got demotivated. I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'm just not even gonna bother redoing it. I had recorded both videos. I was gonna edit them, and then I got disinterested after that. So, but I'm back, and I'm gonna review these cards now. And now I'm using OBS to record the screen, and there shouldn't be any problems. So. Anyway, we're going to be reviewing these cards. Some really cool new Sacred Beast cards came out. I like these cards a lot. They're pretty good, and I'm just really excited to talk about it. But I'm going to actually review this in a different order. I'm not going to review it in the order that you guys see here. I'm actually going to start by reviewing Dark Beckoning Beast first, because I feel like this is arguably the best card, if not the best card, out of all the cards that got revealed here, and it kind of everything kind of centers around this card. This card makes the Sacred Beast work by itself, in my opinion. So let's just get into it. Yeah, this is the level 2 Dark Fiend effect monster, 0 attack, 0 defense. So that's good. You normal summon it, you add any one of them. And then its second effect is during your main phase, you can normal summon one Fiend monster with 0 attack and 0 defense in addition to your normal summoner or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. I think this would allow you to summon another Dark Summoning Beast if you want, but you wouldn't be able to activate the effect to search again or to essentially double summon again. But that's fine. The main reason why I'm reviewing this card first too is because it works in synergy with one of the old support cards. This card, Dark Summoning Beast. This card is a level 5 monster. This card has a really great effect, but the problem is it's a level 5 monster, so you have to summon a monster and then tribute it off to summon this, and it just wasn't practical. But now with the new card, Dark Beckoning Beast, you could normal summon this card, search out any of the Sacred Beast, or even search out Dark Summoning Beast, and then tribute it off to summon this card. You search one of your Sacred Beast monsters, then you tribute Dark Beckoning Beast to summon Dark Summoning Beast, then you tribute Dark Summoning Beast to special summon a Sacred Beast monster from your deck. So let's say you summon Ravio, and let's say you search Uriah from the deck. So you have Uriah in your hand, and you have Ravio on the field. Then you activate the second effect of Dark Summoning Beast, banishing it from the graveyard to search out your Haman. So now you have Ravio on the field and your other 2 Sacred Beasts in your hand. So with literally just one card, you could essentially get all 3 Sacred Beasts to your hand. More or less. So yeah, either way, just with this card alone, it gives you all 3 Sacred Beast monsters in one shot. They won't all be on the field at the same time at that moment, but it gives you all 3 of them. So in my opinion, this card is absolutely amazing. It helps the deck out so much. It's a one card, get all the pieces you need to your hand with just one card. So it's incredible, and it searches out the card that helps you special summon them, which is Dark Summoning Beast. So this card alone is amazing, and it's arguably the best card in this whole set. But anyway, moving forward, now we're going to review the other 3 support cards. So we got, this isn't a retrain of Ravio, because most people think that it is. It's not a retrain of him. In a way it is, but it's really not. It's really a signature move card. You know how you have Wrath of Neos, Dark Magic Attack, and all that other stuff. This is his signature attack move, Heaven Crushing Fist, or in the dubbed Shimmering Scraper. But instead of making it a spell card for whatever reason, they made it into a hand trap, a monster effect. So let's just get into it. It's same stats as Ravio, 4,000 attack, 4,000 defense. Cannot be normal summon or set. Must be special summoned from the hand by tributing 3 monsters, any 3 monsters, so that's good. But the weird thing is, its last 2 effects don't have anything to do with the field. So you can only use the first and second effect once per turn each. So its first effect is a quick effect. During either player's turn, you can discard, target 1 Ravio Lord of Phantasms you control. For the rest of this turn, its attack is doubled. Also, it can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. So that's really good. And then, if this card is in your graveyard, you contribute 1 monster add this card to your hand from the graveyard. So both effects are really good, but it's weird because it's like they made it easy to summon, but it has no monster effect while on the field. So it really doesn't. So it's pretty much just a 4,000 beat vanilla monster while it's on the field. It's a hand trap, and it's only ever going to be in the hand. So giving it that requirement to summon it kind of doesn't even matter because you don't really need it. You're never really going to summon it because it's always going to be in your hand, and you're always going to recycle it back to your hand by tributing a monster. So it's really good. So it's really weird because of that. So this part here is kind of unnecessary. You don't really need it, but it doesn't hurt to have it, but don't expect it to do anything on the field. But anyway, its first effect is really good because it's a quick effect, which means you could activate it during either player's turn. So if it's your turn, you target your Ravio, you discard this card, it can attack 3 monsters and its attack is double, so that's 8,000 attack points, and you could attack no, not attack 3 monsters, you could attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. So him by himself could body your opponent's entire field, and that's 8,000 attack. That's a lot of power. So it's gonna run over pretty much everything on the field, unless it can't be destroyed by battle. But most cards don't have that anyway. But yeah, so by himself with this hand trap, Ravio can just get rid of the whole field, and then on top of that, he brings himself back. And another way to use it too is, let's say you summon Dark Summoning Beast, you search out, Dark Beckoning Beast, you search out Dark Summoning Beast, you tribute it off to summon Ravio. Dark Summoning Beast effect is the monster can't attack on the turn that you summon it with that effect, so that sucks. But this is a hand trap, so that's good. That means that, let's say it's your first turn, like literally you're the first one to go, then you do your whole little combo to summon Ravio from the deck. Now, and then you activate your field spell, Lost Paradise. He's protected from being targeted or destroyed by card effects. Then, if your opponent attacks into your Ravio, because they can only kill it by battle, then you activate your hand trap and double your attack to 8,000, because it's not during just your turn that you could double your attack, it's during your opponent's turn too. So even if you don't get to attack all monsters once each, because it's obviously not your turn, it doesn't matter, you still doubled your attack. So they're ramming into your Ravio hoping to kill you, but then you double to 8,000 and you're gonna knock out whatever's coming at you. So in my opinion, that's really good because it works for both players' turn, and it kind of counteracts the weakness of Dark Summoning Beast, because you can't attack that turn, but it's fine, you don't need to, because if they attack you to try to get rid of it, you could just drop this, double your attack, and then they can't get over it. And if you have Lost Paradise or Fallen Paradise, you're protected, so you're good either way. But yeah, so the next card we're going to be reviewing is going to be Cerulean Skyfire, that's the dub name, or Lightning Strike of Paradise Lost. So for this card and the trap card, they created a new little ruling mechanic here to try to make it easier to summon the Sacred Beast. So its first effect is to special summon Haman using its own procedure, which is by tributing 3 face-up continuous spell cards. You can send face-down spell cards you control to the graveyard instead of face-up continuous spell cards, or any combination of both. So basically, you could send any type of spell cards. Yeah, any type of spell cards, as long as they're set or face-up continuous spell cards. So they kind of fixed it, because in the anime, Haman's effect is you contribute any 3 spell cards on your field to summon Haman. So, but they didn't give him that effect. Instead, they made it face-up continuous spell cards, which made Haman a little bit worse. They work better in Crystal Beast, but because they're all face-up continuous spells when they're popped or destroyed or whatever. But this essentially gives it its anime effect and makes it easier. But it's still kind of a bad thing, because you're still giving up potentially 3 really good spell cards just to summon one Haman, which isn't ideal. So the first effect doesn't really matter that much. It's a cool little thing that will come in handy maybe once in a blue, but it won't really matter. And also, guys, obviously I'm talking about this in terms of like the anime deck, because these cards right here, all these cards, this is going into Yubel's deck, because Yubel in the anime, she took the Sacred Beast and she had the Sacred Beast archetype and she used it in season 3. So these cards will be going into Yubel's deck, so it's support for Yubel. That's why the thumbnail is Marcel on the thumbnail, which is possessed by Yubel and whatnot. But yeah, so it gives it its anime effect. But I'm already going to be using the anime effect anyway, because I could do that on my channel, so it doesn't really matter that much to me. But anyway, continuing on from that, Once per turn, when an opponent's activated spell, trap card, or effect resolves while you control an attack position Haman, you can negate that effect, then change Haman, Lord of Striking Thunder you control to defense. So that's kind of like a little play on his anime effect. In the anime effect, he has an effect that allows him to, switch him to defense mode. I think so. Its anime effect basically reads: when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard and inflict 1,000 to your opponent, while you control this face-up defense position card, other monsters you control cannot be selected as an attack target. If this defense position card is destroyed, you take no battle damage. So you see it has two effects that kind of work when he's in defense position. So I guess that's why they gave it the effect where it forces it to go into defense position and whatnot. And then its last effect is if any of the Sacred Beast monsters you control leaves the field, you take no damage for the rest of the turn. So that's a reference to the anime effect where if he's destroyed in defense position, you take no damage for the rest of the turn. So it's a nice cool little play on that. But yeah, so overall pretty good card. I kind of like the Uriah one just a bit more because it has a really good secondary effect. But anyway, let's get into the last one, Hyper Blaze. Apparently that's the dubbed and sub name. And original name. But yeah, so it has the same effect as the spell card where it makes it easier to summon Uriah, but instead of giving up 3 continuous spell cards, face-up continuous spell cards, you get rid of any face-up continuous spells or any face-down traps. So it's the same thing. It makes it easier, but once again, it's probably not even worth it. You're never even going to summon it with this effect. You're always going to summon it with Dark Summoning Beast and Dark Beckoning Beast, and then the secondary effect of this trap. But anyway, when an attack is declared involving your Uriah, Lord of Seeing Flames, you can send 1 trap card from your hand or deck to the graveyard. Its attack/defense becomes 1,000 times the number of trap cards on the field and in the graveyards for the rest of this turn. So I misread this effect originally, and I thought that it gains 1,000 times the number of spells or traps on the field and in the graveyard, but I was wrong. It becomes it, which means even if your Uriah already has, let's say, 3,000 attack, let's say you tributed 3 trap cards, and now you have Uriah with 3,000, this will override it, so it'll basically be 0 again, and then it'll just take however many spells and however many traps are on the field and in the graveyards, and multiply it times 1,000. So it won't stack onto it. It'll start at 1,000 or 0 or whatever, and multiply times 1,000 for each. But the good news about this card, because I also misread it, was that it gains 1,000 for each trap on the field. That means your field and your opponent's field, and in the graveyards, your graveyard and your opponent's graveyard. So Uriah can get up to pretty high attacks. Not as high as it would have been if it just said it gains attack and defense 1,000 times the number of traps, but still good. So he can still overpower. You're guaranteed to at least have 3 traps in the grave plus this card on the field. So that's 4 traps, that's 4,000. And then if you have any other traps that you have sent to the graveyard, or your opponent has any traps face up on the field or in the graveyard, you're gonna at least have maybe like 7,000, 8,000 attack points. So you can get up pretty high with this. So can't complain with that. In the anime, Uriah's effect was you could tribute any trap cards, and it gains 1,000 attack for each trap card in your graveyard, not just face up continuous. So they kind of took that same effect and then buffed it up extreme by making it your field, your opponent's field, and in both players' graveyards. So they just buffed it up extremely, which I really like. It's really good. You could OTK with this card or Ravio really easily. Haman doesn't let you really OTK necessarily. I mean, you could burn and stuff, but it's more of a defensive. It's more of a defensive effect in my opinion, right? Because you can negate a spell trap card, and if any of your Sacred Beasts would leave the field, you take no damage. So this card right here, Cerulean Skyfire, is more of a defensive card, while Ravio, Heaven's Crushing Fist, and Hyper Blaze, they're more offensive cards. But anyway, its last effect is once per turn you can discard 1 card, take 1 of your Sacred Beast monsters from your graveyard and either add it to your hand or special summon it, ignoring the summoning conditions. So it's a monster reborn. The anime effect of Uriah was if it's sent to the graveyard, you could discard a card or discard a trap card from your hand to the graveyard to special summon it back to the field. So this is the same effect, but once again just more busted, and it works for all of your Sacred Beast monsters. and it ignores the summoning conditions, so it's good. So honestly, that card is amazing. It's really just really fantastic. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the support cards. This card is amazing. It helps the whole deck run. Without this card, oh boy, it would be rough. But because we have this card, in my opinion, I think it's really great and it helps out so much the deck. This Ravio card is a really strong card. Forget about the first effect. You're never going to summon it. But its second effect, being a hand trap during either player's turn, you can double your attack and attack all monsters once each and stuff. Like, you could OTK really easily with that. Haman just allows you to have some serious defense, some pretty decent defense, and then Uriah once again helps you OTK and helps you bring back your Sacred Beast monsters from the graveyard. So all really good cards in my opinion. Not bad. Could be better, sure. Especially these first effects are kind of irrelevant for the spell and trap card. They don't help out that much, but you can't have everything, right? But yeah, there's going to be reprints of Fallen Paradise. There's going to be an errata of Phantasma Marches. Also, Phantasm Emperor Tremojig. That is not a card that is part of the Sacred Beast archetype. Like, it has the name Phantasm, but it's not. This is actually a card from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 manga. So, just ignore that. I believe it was Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. So this is not part of the GX anime or anything. It has nothing to do with it. You can even tell by its design that it has nothing to do with the Sacred Beast. Design-wise, it doesn't even fit. But technically, you would be able to summon it in this deck. Oh, sorry guys, I forgot about the very last card, Dimension Fusion Destruction, which was actually the first card that got revealed. So this is an anime card that's now being finally made, and they buffed up its effect to make it better. So special summon one Chaos Phantom monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed from your hand or field and or graveyard, ignoring its summon conditions. And if you do, you take no battle damage from attacks involving it. If you control any of your Sacred Beast monsters, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. So basically, this card allows you to easily summon your Armental Chaos Phantom. So the Armental Chaos Phantom has a huge weakness, which is you fuse all three Sacred Beasts, must be special summoned from the extra deck by banishing them on the field. You do not use polymerization, so that makes it worse. Cannot be destroyed by battle, and this card gains 10,000 attack during your turn only. So this is not a good effect because it only protects it from battle. Obviously, with Fallen Paradise or whatever it's called, Lost Paradise, it will be protected from being targeted or by card effects. So that's great with the field spell. But even with that, it's only 10,000 attack during your opponent's turn, during your turn only. So as soon as your opponent's turn comes, it's going to be 0 attack. So it could just, they could just wipe, if they survive that hit, they could just wipe you out. So this spell card fixed that, because now you take no battle damage from battles involving that card. So if you have this card, can't be destroyed by battle. If you have the field spell, can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects, and you take no battle damage from battles involving it. So now this is a better boss monster. Now it doesn't do anything crazy like in terms of effect. It's just this gigantic beat stick that you have to get over that has 10,000 attack that you can't really get. Like, it could run over anything, but your opponent can't even get over it because you take no battle damage. So if you have the whole field set up, with your field spell and everything, you're sitting pretty there. You can just attack for 10,000 every turn. So it fixed that completely. And on top of that, they added an extra effect where if you control any of your Sacred Beast monsters, when you activate the spell card, your opponent can't chain in response to this card's activation. So it's basically like the Super Poly effect. And obviously you're going to control one Sacred Beast on the field because of the whole Dark Beckoning Beast, summoning Dark Summoning Beast, Dark Summoning Beast, then summons one of the Sacred Beasts. So you're always going to have at least one on the field. So it's really good, honestly. It makes it great. But yeah, that's the last card right there. And then we got some Phantasm tokens that they're making, and some Phantasma Marchers token, whatever they're called. But yeah, so that's the support, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you like these cards? Do you think they're just okay? Were they underwhelming for you? You think they could have been better? Or do you think they were just fine and they're great? Or did you just think that they sucked? I don't know. Whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking, say. In my opinion, these cards are pretty good. They're not mind-blowing amazing. Dark Beckoning Beast is obviously amazing to me personally. This is not a bad card in my opinion. Cerulean Skyfire is okay. The trap card is pretty good, but in my opinion, it's still good, mostly because of this card. This card holds everything together, in my opinion, because it helps you summon them easily, because it searches out this guy right here. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for everything. Let me know what you guys think, and see you guys when I review the next cards in the next video. Gotcha!